for December 18th. December 18th, 2024. Please call roll, please.
Commissioner Michelle,
Present.
Commissioner Williams, Commissioner
Here.
Williams, Commissioner Taylor,
Here.
Commissioner Shook,
Here.
Commissioner Grabowski,
Here.
Chairperson Taylor, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Ms. Brown. We'll now have the creed by Commissioner Grabowski.
Yes.
All right.
Planning Commission Creed. The Newport News Planning Commission is mandated by state law and its members are appointed by City Council. Section 15.2-2210 of the Code of Virginia states in part that every locality shall create a planning commission in order to promote the orderly development of the locality and its environment. The statutory purpose is to improve the public health, safety, convenience, and welfare of the citizens and to plan for the future development of the communities. In serving this statutory purpose, the Commission invites the comments at the public hearing of its interested citizens of matters before it and welcomes your presence. Chairperson Taylor, I move we adopt the agenda before us.
I second that motion.
It's been moved and properly second. Everyone's in agreement?
Yes.
Great. All right, next we have the invocation by Commissioner Williams.
We thank you again for this opportunity to serve our city well. Give us the wisdom to know and understand what needs to be done and said for the benefit of our city. We thank you again for this opportunity in serving, and we say it all in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Next we have the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Jones. I'm sorry, Shuck.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, everyone. We all received a copy of the minutes for the City Planning Commission December 4th meeting. Any corrections, enhancements, changes from the commissioners? Hearing, seeing none. Motion to accept the meeting minutes.
I move we accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
It's moved and properly second. Minutes shall be accepted as presented from our previous meeting. On the agenda for today, we have two special exceptions. First special section is special exception SE Tag 2024 Tag 0004. Dreamzy LLC and Charlene Wimbush. This will be presented today by Eli. I don't want to screw up your father's name.
Yokley Zarka.
Yoka.
Yokley Zarka.
Yokley Zaka. Thank you, Eli. Floor is yours, sir.
All right. Good afternoon, commissioners. Again, this is application SE 2024-0004 by Dreams LLC and Charlene Wimbish to construct a two-story single-family detached dwelling on a non-conforming lot of record with less than 50 feet of frontage. The property is located at 1124 25th Street and is approximately 0.09 acres. Here is an aerial of the property with the property highlighted in yellow. To the north, east, and west are all single-family homes and vacant properties, all zoned R4 single-family residential. To the south is a church and associated parking lot on a property that is also R4 single-family. I'm sorry, I did not flip through those. So here is just the properties that I indicated before with the actual markings on there for your benefit. Here is the, again, showing the zoning of the property, all R4, and it has been R4 since the citywide comprehensive rezoning that became effective August 1st, 1997. Section 45-3204E2 of the zoning ordinance states The Board of Zoning Appeals may grant a special exception to improve a non-conforming lot of record having less than 50 feet of frontage with a single-family detached dwelling, provided that it meets the following standards. The first is that the single-family dwelling shall be 2 stories or of similar design of abutting structures. This particular property is within a block that consists of mostly single-family dwellings of an eclectic mix. There are some churches and vacant land as well, as previously stated. The single-family homes within the block are predominantly 2 stories with front porch styles developed in the early 1900s. While several of the original houses remain, there are a few homes of newer ages on the block. The proposed dwelling will be 2 stories with a front porch of similar design to the existing residences on the block. Standard B, the front yard setback of the single-family dwelling shall be the average of the setbacks of existing buildings on the block, but not less than 10 feet. The proposed front yard setback will be 15 feet to the covered porch, which meets the 10-foot minimum required setback. Requirement C, the minimum side yard setback shall be 5 feet. And that is the exact distance that is proposed. Requirement D, an attached or detached garage shall be provided. However, if the garage is attached, it shall be attached on the side of the dwelling and recessed 18 feet from the front of the dwelling, or attached in the rear of the dwelling. An attached 1-car garage is proposed, but again, it is recessed 18 feet from the front of the dwelling. Requirement E, the proposed dwelling is in harmony with the appearance of surrounding properties and does not create harmful impact to the neighborhood. This proposed single-family dwelling is of a design similar to the surrounding homes and uses prevailing architectural materials. It will have a covered front porch, siding, rectangular windows, and an A-frame roof line that faces the street. Several of these surrounding homes have curb cuts and driveways. As such, the proposed dwelling is in harmony with the neighborhood. Conclusion is that the proposed house meets all zoning ordinance criteria. On a non-conforming lot, 37.5 feet wide. With these stipulations and requirements, staff recommends that the Planning Commission recommends to the Board of Zoning Appeals approval of special exception SC 2024-0004 for the construction of a single-family detached dwelling on a non-conforming lot of record having less than 50 feet of frontage, with the 10 conditions that include: the applicant shall submit building plans and elevations for approval. The base and steps of the structure shall be brick. A property line vacation plat shall be submitted for approval prior to the issuance of the building permit. And the other conditions that generally come as standard with applications of these type. Are there any questions?
Do we have any questions from the commission?
I have one, just a quick one. Is this being built as, like, Dreams LLC? Is this like a house building construction company?
It's the property owner. That's the name of the property owner. It's an LLC that's named that way.
Okay, but so I'm just wondering, is this like a company that is building a house, or?
Yes. Yes.
So it's not a resident building a house?
No.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions from the commission? Planning Commission? Okay, I'll now declare the public hearing open. I have no cards on this special exception. Seeing no one, hearing nothing, I will now close the public hearing. And the matter is now before the commission.
Okay. I move that special exception number 2024, text 0004 be approved with conditions as recommended by staff.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, hearing none, please call roll.
Commissioner Bowditch,
4.
Commissioner Michelle,
4.
Commissioner Williams,
4.
Commissioner Shook,
4.
Commissioner Grabowski,
4.
Commissioner Taylor.
4.
Motion unanimous, 6-0.
Great. This special exception will be heard by the Board of Zoning Appeals on January 21 at the January 21 meeting of 2025. Great. All right, the next item we have on our agenda is special exception 2024, tax 0005. Newport News AVR LLC. And Eli, this will also be presented by, really, I'm not gonna mess your name up, sir. Eli.
All right. Good afternoon again, Commissioners. This is application SE 2024-0005 by Newport AVA-RE LLC. This is a request for a special exception to expand a legally non-conforming use, the Mazda automobile dealership showroom area. Here is a picture of the property from the front at 12602 Jefferson Avenue. Property is approximately 4.8 acres. And here is an aerial of the property with the property highlighted in yellow. Jefferson would be on the left or western side of that property. To the north is Haynes Furniture Store on a property zoned C1 Retail Commercial. To the east is the Newport News Public School Service Center for Operations and Transportation on a property zoned M1 Light Industrial. To the south is Public Storage on property zoned C1 Retail Commercial. And to the west is the Checkered Flag dealership and a Longhorn restaurant on property zone C2 General Commercial and C1 Retail Commercial, respectively. Here is the zoning map of the region, again, as I previously stated. This property has been zoned C1 Retail Commercial since the citywide comprehensive rezoning became effective August 1st, 1997. As far as the regulatory review, automobile dealerships are allowed by conditional use permit in the C1 Retail Commercial District. The existing dealership predates this requirement for a conditional use permit and as it has been continuously been operating since 1985. Thus, it is a legal non-conforming use. Section 45-3204.6 of the zoning ordinance states the Board of Zoning Appeals may grant a special exception for an enlargement of a non-conforming use provided that the use predates the requirement, and that all yards, height, and other applicable dimensional regulations of the district in which the use is located shall be observed. The addition and existing structure observe all yard, height, and other applicable dimensional regulations of the C1 Retail Commercial District. Any enlargement of a use shall be made in conformity with the regulations of the most restrictive district in which such use would ordinarily be permitted. The existing use is not permitted as a matter of right in any zoning district, but is permitted by conditional use permit in the C1 Retail Commercial Zoning District. The proposed building addition constitutes an expansion of the non-conforming use. The expansion is in conformity with the district regulations. Any enlargements shall be limited to the same premises on which the use existed at the time it became non-conforming, provided that in no case shall the non-conforming use be expanded across the zoning district boundary into a more restrictive district. The expansion will be limited to the same premises and will not cross the zoning district boundary into a more restrictive district. No enlargement of a building or use shall be made to create an entirely new use or occupy more than 100% additional land area or floor space that was used at the time the use became non-conforming. The proposed approximately 1,900 square foot expansion will increase the overall dealership building to a maximum of 12,000 square feet. The expansion will update the showroom with a 2-story area to showcase vehicles for sale. This will not create a new use, nor will it occupy more than 100% additional land area or floor space. Such enlargement is in harmony with the surrounding neighborhood, and such reconstruction is in the general welfare of the public. This expansion will be limited to the central bay of the existing building and includes the improvement of the front facade in an architectural style complementary of the existing one, making it harmonious with the surrounding properties. In conclusion, the proposed expansion of all non-conforming use meets all applicable criteria stipulated in the zoning ordinance and is in harmony with the surrounding uses along this portion of Jefferson Avenue. With this, staff recommends that Planning Commission recommends to the Board of Zoning Appeals approval of special exception SE 2024-0005 for the expansion of a non-conforming use at 12602 Jefferson Avenue with 9 conditions. These conditions include: a Class 2 site plan shall be submitted to staff for review and approval by the Director of Planning. The base of the structure shall have a brick facade and front steps. Sorry, I believe some of the PowerPoint got mixed together. Class 2 site plan shall be submitted to the Planning Director for review and approval. Building elevations, including exterior building materials and colors, shall be submitted for review and approval. There shall be no more than 1 freestanding sign on the property, and all other standard conditions. Are there any questions?
Are there any questions from the commissioners? No? Hearing none, I'll now open the public hearing. Excuse me. I have 1 card, but the card I have is in favor of the applicant. So unless you, Mr. Dohalan, unless you have something you want to add, sir, to the presentation?
I just wanted to add, again, I'm just a market area president for Southern Automotive Group.
So can you,
And I just wanted to, if there was any question, I was here to answer.
so what we need from you is one, to get you a mic, and can you state your name and your address and where you're, who you represent?
My name's Jeff DeHollow. I'm market area president for Southern Auto Group.
Your
My address is,
Yeah,
Press the button, it needs to be green.
yeah.
pardon me?
Press the button, it needs to be green around the base of the mic. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Now it's good.
It was
Yeah.
green, okay. Sorry. At any rate, again, Jeff DeHollow, Southern Auto Group. I just wanted to make a few comments. I know that there was some concerns about some parking issues that we had when we acquired these dealerships, and unbeknownst to me, I did not know there was no parking on the grass, but we have rectified that, and there's not been any parking on the grass whatsoever since then. And just, I just wanted to, introduce myself, as I'm new to the area myself, and, I want to, be a stand-up pillar of society and have a good working relationship with the city of Newport News. We've got a lot of things going on here, and I just want to make sure that, if there's any questions, please just reach out to me.
Yes, Mr. Hollow, what is your address?
Sorry. 1964 Beechwood, Chesapeake, Virginia.
Okay, do we have any questions for Mr. Hollow? No.
Sir, could you just, appreciate you being here today and appreciate the information that's been provided. I'm assuming that the expansion is a facade improvement to improve the facade and gain square footage. Could you give us just a little background on the reasoning for the expansion?
The reasoning for the expansion is it's required by Mazda when we do a refresh. It is, I believe, only 200 square feet out of an existing area that's a glass enclosure, but it is going up. It is for a display of a vehicle. It is not really, it doesn't even go into the parking lot. We already have cemented areas, so it's not encroaching into, out into that area.
Okay.
Very good, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, I
Stopped.
I stopped by the shop, this dealership and asked the question, and we spoke on the phone.
Yeah.
I think I spoke to you.
Yeah, that was me.
And so I couldn't tell from the drawing, but now I have a better understanding that we're actually talking about building going up and staying within the footprint that we
Where
already
that
have.
glass
Yes,
enclosure
sir.
is, yeah.
So I'm,
It expands out a couple of feet. I don't know the exact, but yeah.
well, thank you
Stays
for
in that
talking to
area.
me when I came by.
Yeah. Nice to put a face with a name.
Any other questions? Hearing none, seeing none? Any other questions from the audience? Any other comments, anything? Okay. With that being said, I'll close the public hearing. The matter is now before the commission.
Chairperson Taylor, I make a motion that we accept special exception 2024-005 as presented.
That's 0005.
05.
I second the motion.
It's moved and properly second. Any further questions, comments? Please call roll.
Commissioner Michelle,
4.
Commissioner Williams,
4.
Commissioner Shook,
4.
Commissioner Grabowski,
4.
Commissioner Bowditch,
4.
Commissioner Taylor.
4.
Motion unanimous, 6-0.
Thank you so very much. This one will also be heard by Board of Zoning Appeals on January 21st, 2025. Thank you, everyone, for coming down on these items. The next items on our agenda is our Executive Secretary report. Ms. McAllister.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. The Greater Hilton Area Plan was actually adopted and approved by City Council on December the 10th. Moving into 2025, your next meeting will be January the 15th. We have 2 conditional use permits and 1 special exception. Small contractor's yard at 12618 Warwick Boulevard, car wash at 6102 Jefferson Avenue, and a single-family lot that's less than 50 feet frontage on Scufflesfield Road. Also, I just need to update Katie Stodgel's status. She was a little ahead of herself, but she was actually appointed in 2022. So her term actually expires in 2026. So she will be back in January.
Did we run Katie off? That she was so- I'm sorry, Katie, I know you're listening. I apologize. I didn't mean it.
She's in Germany, so she's probably not listening. Okay.
Wow.
And I'd like to wish you all happy holidays.
Thank you as well. You as well. Thank you so very much, Ms. Callister, and your staff. Again, I want to apologize for keeping you being a little late today, but any unfinished business? Any reports, committee reports?
I have no committee report.
Question on the tenure of the commission, those that are at the end of their tenure, who else, is there anyone that is at that point? And then do you have a status on them at this time?
Yes,
commission-
several of you. I think City Council made appointments on December the 10th. I don't know if they've sent the notices out
Okay.
to all of the planning commissioners.
Stop. Okay. He does it to me too.
So I have to wait for the city clerk to send the notices out.
Okay. Thank you so very much. So for that, and for those that have that question in mind, now you know where we are with that. So when we know, we will all know together. Okay? New business, any additional new business? Having none, hearing none. I would declare this meeting of my first retirement adjourned.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
He'll have a retirement.